Okay, welcome to part 2 of our video series on setting up WordPress. If you recall from the first video, we did a WordPress installation. We installed WordPress from scratch. We moved the files up to our server. We'd configured a database for WordPress, and we did the initial configuration of WordPress. And what we have right now, to refresh your memory, is the WordPress dashboard that looks like this, and the WordPress site, which looks like this, which is this basically the default theme. Now, one of the first things you're probably going to want to do is make it a little bit different than the default theme. And by doing that, what you want to do is install a new theme. So if you look down the left side of your dashboard, you'll see an area that says Appearance. And when you highlight that, you'll notice there's a very faint little arrow beside there. If you click on that, it's actually a drop-down menu. And there's a number of things underneath the drop-down menu. The first one being Themes. If we click on Themes, it'll open up the themes, and it'll show you that right now the current theme for WordPress is the default theme that comes with WordPress, and that the available themes, there's another one over here, a WordPress Classic. We can see what happens when we click that. If we wanted just to use the Classic theme, we would click on that, and WordPress would open up this window which kind of previews the theme for you. And if you like the way the theme looks, you just hit this Activate WordPress link over here. It'll activate it, and now that becomes the current theme. So if we go back to our site and we refresh it, we'll see that the site now has been changed to use the theme we've selected. Now, you of course have many other themes other than the ones that came with WordPress that you can use, but in order to use an additional theme, you're going to have to move it up to your site. So if you recall again from the first video, we downloaded a couple of themes from the WordPress site. And now let's go and install those themes. So at the top of the Manage Themes screen, you'll see an Add New button. We'll click on that, and we get to the Install Themes window. Now, there's actually a way that you can search for themes and install them dynamically, but we're going to upload one because we already know that we have some on our hard drive. So we'll click this little link that says Upload. And we get to the install a theme in the zip format. If you recall, the themes that we downloaded were zip files, and we didn't need to unzip them. We can install a theme right in that zip format, assuming that the theme author has correctly assembled the files within the zip file. This will just install the theme correctly. So we'll do the Choose File button, and that'll open our window to navigate to our computer. And I'm in the directory right now where I want to be, where we've downloaded some of the themes. So this was one of the first themes that we had picked. So we're going to select that, and we'll say Open. And it appears in here, and we hit the Install Now button. And it says that the theme is installed successfully. And we can return to the themes page if we want. And now we'll see we have another available theme, the theme that we just installed. And so, of course, if we want to activate that particular theme, we'll just click on it, and again, we'll get a preview of the theme. And now it becomes our current theme. So if we go to our blog, and if we refresh it, we'll see that it has this current theme. Now notice a lot of the times when they display the theme, they show it with what it would look like with a post, with a picture and everything. So don't be astonished when the theme doesn't look exactly like the preview page. It seldom does actually until you actually have text in your blog. And we'll just do that one more time. We'll add another theme because we downloaded a couple of them. And choose another file. And we'll try this one over here. And again, I just randomly picked these themes off the WordPress site. And in the material that you've got, you'll find links to a number of theme directories as well as the themes on the WordPress sites. And you can select from many different themes. There are a number of public domain themes and also commercial themes that you can buy. So there's no lack of different ways that you can make your WordPress site look. So again, this is said that it is active, has uploaded the theme, and we'll return to the themes page. And as you can see now, we have another theme, and that's actually kind of a nice one for a blog. So let's just go see what this one might look like with our content. And that looks pretty neat actually. So let's just activate that theme and go and refresh our site and see what it looks like. Make sure you always refresh it. And that's actually kind of a neat look for the site. So there you have it. We've given the site a completely new look just by uploading a new theme. So that's it for themes. Now, the next thing that we're going to want to do is talk about plugins. Plugins, as I mentioned again in the first video, are code that you can upload to enhance the functionality of WordPress. And we had downloaded two very popular plugins, the all-in-one SEO plugin and the Google XML sitemap plugins. And so let's go and install those. Now, right below Appearance, you'll notice there's a drop-down for plugins. And if we open that up, we will see that there's a Manage Plugins page. And there are a couple of plugins that come with WordPress. The first one, Askimit, is actually a very useful plugin for preventing spammers, etc. You actually need an activation key, which you'll get from the wordpress.com site to use Askimit. And we're not going to go through the installation of that right now, but suffice to say that if you allow people to comment on your blogs, you're going to want to install that particular plugin because it's a very good feature that prevents spam on your blogs. Hello Dolly is a plugin that comes with every installation of WordPress. It's really not a very functional plugin. It basically gives you random phrases from the Louis Armstrong song Hello Dolly. However, it does come with every installation of WordPress, and most people don't do anything with Hello Dolly, and we're not going to either. If you look down the side, there is a button for Add New Plugins, and so we're going to add New. And once again, this is going to be very much like the themes. We get a chance to upload the plugins. So we're going to upload it. Again, we can choose a file. And let's go and pick our all-in-one SEO pack. And so we're going to select that and do the install now. And again, you'll notice it was in a zip format. We didn't need to unzip it. And it says it has been successfully installed, and we can return to the plugins page. And again, add new. There's another way to get to add new, and it's at the top over here. So as you see, that'll bring us to the same screen where we can upload, choose a file again, and we'll choose the Google Sitemap generator. And that's the one that's going to create the XML sitemap, and we'll install that as well. And here it is. It's been successfully installed. Now, let's go back to our plugins page, because there's one thing to note is that just because the plugins have been installed doesn't mean they do anything. These two plugins we just uploaded actually are not activated yet, and they need to be activated. You can do the action in bulk by clicking on this and clicking on the two ones and then just picking Activate from the menu up here. However, I'm going to do them individually, and I think that's always a good idea. You have to watch it with plugins because sometimes you can actually get conflicts between them. So it's a good idea to activate them individually and just make certain that your blog is working correctly before you add another one. And so even though I know these are two very well tested plugins, I'm going to activate them one by one. So clicking on the Activate by the all-in-one SEO pack. The plugin's now activated. This big red warning sign is basically saying that you need to do some configuration to your all-in-one SEO pack. In other words, it's trying to warn you that this doesn't just happen by itself. There's more work to do, and we're going to get to that in a minute. Now let's go and activate the Google XML sitemap. And the plugin is activated, and now you'll see that the activate links have turned to deactivate. So now we've got our plugins installed. The next step is going to be to do some configuration on them. Okay, so let's do some configuration on the plugins. Let's go and work with the all-in-one SEO plugin. Now if you scroll down your dashboard, you'll see down in the settings screen we now have a couple of things added to the settings. The all-in-one SEO and the XML sitemap have actually put configuration screens of their own into our settings. So let's just go to all-in-one SEO. And we'll scroll down here. And basically what we want to do is we want to enable this plugin. And we want to fill a few of the boxes in here. Now, the home title, basically the title tag used on the home page. And I'm just going to call this my new blog. Obviously, if you're doing real SEO efforts, you'd be a little more careful than this. And a description of it. And a couple of keywords for it. And there are a number of features which we won't go into because really the purpose of this video is not to study the all-in-one SEO plugin. Suffice to say, there's a lot you can do with this, and it really would be a good idea to learn about some of the features to try to improve your site's ranking with this plugin. And we're going to update the options now. The options are updated, and you'll notice that our big red error message is disappeared now. We can go down and take a look at the Google XML sitemap. And there are a few configuration options there as well. We're not going to actually touch them right now, but basically this is a sitemap, so it would let you write an XML file, rebuild the sitemap when you change the contents of your blog, notify Google about the updates of your blog. So again, this is the plugin that lets the Google spiders know how to crawl your blog. And if you wanted to make some changes on here, again, you would go down and make the changes you want. At the very bottom of the screen, there would be an update options that you could use to update the options for the Google XML sitemap. Okay, so now we've configured a couple of plugins. We've got a new theme for our test blog. There's a couple of other things that we're going to want to do to the test blog, and I think what we should do right now is look at posts and pages. If we look at posts, you'll find that every new WordPress installation has created one post. It's called Hello World. It's basically named that because if you're a programmer, you'll know that the very first program you write in any language is always a Hello World program. And we can go and edit that particular post. We'll go in and edit the Hello World post. And by default, it says Welcome to WordPress. This is our first post. Edit it or delete it and start blogging. And we'll just give it a post. Okay, and when we've finished editing, we'll hit the update. And if we now go to our blog and we refresh it, we will see that our post says, Hello World, this is a test blog. Okay, now we should also talk about pages. Pages, unlike posts, are static entries. You can create as many as you want. Again, WordPress creates one by default, and that's an About page, which is usually the page where you would tell people about yourself. And we'll go into that one right now. And again, it's a sample of a WordPress page, so we'll give a description of ourselves over here. And you can use the editor to do all sorts of things, of course. You can add links on your pages. You can add photos, etc. So you can really kind of make this a unique page for yourself. And that's the beauty of WordPress, how quickly you can publish things. So here we've changed our About page. And if we go here and we look in the About menu, we'll see that. And it's all set up right now so people can enter replies, etc. So essentially we've configured our WordPress site. Now there are a number of different configuration changes we can make. We could, for example, create another couple of pages and change the style of our blog to not be so much of a blog style but more of a web page style. So I'll show you how you do that. We'll go down and add a new page. And we'll call this page Home. And we'll say and this will be our home page. Now, of course, you'd want to put something more on your home page, but again, this is just a test. So we'll publish the home page. I'm going to make one other page. I'm going to add another page. I'm going to call this page Blog. And you'll see where I'm going with this in a minute. I'm not putting any content on this page either. I'm just going to publish it. And now if we go to Edit Pages, we should see we've got 3 pages. We've got the About page, we've got the blog page, and we've got the home page. So why did I do that? Well, what I want to do is I want to set my site up to be more of a website than a blog site. So if I go down on the side over here, and I look underneath the settings, I'll find a tab that says Reading. I'm going to select Reading. And it asks me what the front page displays. Now by default, the front page displays my latest post. And if we look at the site again, you will see that if I go back to my home page, my front page, you will see my latest post, the Hello World post in this particular case. But what I'd like to do is make this more of a web page where the front page is static and my posts end up on another page. So what I can do is for front page displays, I can say click that to a static page. And then I have to pick the pages. So from the front page, I'm going to pick my home page. And for the posts page, I'm going to pick that page I call blog. And you'll see that's the reason I put no content on that page. It's really more of a placeholder. And if I go down here and say Save Changes, the settings are saved. Now let's go and refresh our site. And now this is a home page. You'll notice our home page is the front page over here. This isn't the post page. And we have a blog page which has Hello World. And so if we go to the home page, let's go back and just test that out. We'll make another post. I'm going to add a new post. Oops. Okay, and we're going to publish that post. And we'll go back to our site and we'll just refresh it. Doesn't look any different. The home page is still the static page. We go to our blog page. And there's my new post. It's above the Hello World post because it's my latest post. And so now we've got a separate page for the posts and a static page for the home page. And you know, a lot of people want to do that to set up their site, and you don't have to call that page for the post blog. You can call it anything you like. Some people will call it news. You generally would call the first one home, but it doesn't have to be called home. Really your own discretion. So you can see WordPress can be used for far more than just a blog publishing platform. Okay, well that finishes the second video, and in the third video what we're going to do is, now that we've got this blog, or rather web page, established on our server, we're going to show you how you can move it to another server. So if you were changing hosting companies or perhaps even selling your website, this is the procedure you'd have to go and do. So I'd like you to stay tuned for part 3, and we'll see you there.